Hello everyone, I am Professor Srinidhi. Welcome to the video on momentum theory analysis in axial climb. It is a topic of helicopter dynamics. The contents of this video are an introduction to the axial climb, laws of conservation, application of these laws of conservation to the axial climb, and induced velocity curve. A lot of power reserves must be available to ensure climbing performance is maintained over a wide range of gross weights and operational density altitudes. Adequate climbing flight performance is an important operational consideration for any helicopter. We can apply the three conservation laws to a control volume surrounding the climbing rotor and its flow field. Here we have to consider the fluid to be quasi steady and one dimensional. We will be assuming to vary only in the vertical direction over cross sectional planes parallel to the disk, and at each cross section the flow properties are distributed uniformly. Here the relative velocity far upstream relative to the rotor or climb velocity is Vc, but in case of hovering this climb velocity at the far upstream Vc is 0. At plane of the rotor, the velocity will now be Vc plus Vi, that is uh, climb velocity plus induced velocity, and the slipstream velocity in the vena contracta now will be Vc plus omega. Coming to the laws of conservation, that is conservation laws of aerodynamics. By the conservation of mass, the mass flow rate is constant within the boundaries of the wake, that is at the bottommost region. So the mass flow rate will be m dot, that's equal to double integration at the wake rho v into ds. That will be equal to, since we are considering it as a constant, that is equal to double integration at the disk area, bottom disk area plane to rho v into ds, where here ds is again the outward pointing normal from the control volume. By substituting the values of the axial climb problem results in m dot is equal to rho a Vc plus omega, that's equal to rho a Vc plus Vi. The application, now we have to apply the principle of conservation of momentum, which gives you the formula for thrust. T is equal to double integration at the far wake region rho v ds into v minus double integration at the upstream rho v ds into v. In a steady climb, the velocity far upstream of the rotor is finite, so that both terms on the right hand side of the above equation will be non-zero. Therefore, in this case, T is equal to m dot into Vc plus omega minus m Vc, that's equal to m dot into omega. This is the same equation, as you can see, this is the same equation obtained for the rotor thrust in the hovering case. You can refer this to the previous video. By the conservation of energy, the work done by the climbing rotor is T into Vc plus Vi. That the formula is given by, you can refer the same formula to the previous video, that is momentum theory analysis in hovering flight. By applying the problem of axial climb, you get the formula, that's equal to 1 by 2 into m dot omega into 2Vc plus omega. That is your final formula for the work done by climbing rotor. From these two equations, it is apparent that omega is equal to 2Vi, which is the same result as in hovering flight. The relationship between the rotor thrust and the induced velocity at the rotor disc during hovering is Vi, that's equal to Vh, that's equal to square root of T by 2 rho A. But in climbing rotor, the equation will be T is equal to m dot into omega, that's equal to rho A into Vc plus Vi into omega, that's equal to 2 rho A into Vc plus Vi into Vi. Now this results in T by 2 rho A, that's equal to Vh square is equal to Vc plus Vi into Vi, that is equal to Vc Vi plus Vi square. Now dividing this equation with Vh square in both right hand and left hand side, you get the result Vi by Vh whole square plus Vc by Vh into Vi by Vh minus 1 is equal to 0. Now this here, as you can see, Vi by Vh, it is a quadratic equation with Vi by Vh as a variable here. This equation, the solution for the variable, the formula is Vi by Vh is equal to minus Vc by 2Vh plus square root of Vc by 2Vh whole square plus 1. That is the solution we get in the final. Since it is climb, valued solution will be positive result. Hence you get the formula Vi by Vh is equal to minus Vc by 2Vh plus square root of Vc by 2Vh whole square plus 1. Actually the solution for Vi by Vh will be both plus or minus, but here Vi by Vh must always be positive in the climb, so it is not to violate the assumed flow model. That is why we consider only the positive Vi by Vh value. The results of this analysis are shown in this figure. It is the induced velocity curve, induced velocity variation as a function of climb and descent velocity based on the momentum theory which we have studied in this video. As you can see in this curve that as the climb velocity increases, the induced velocity at the rotor decreases. This is called the normal working state of the rotor with hovering condition as its lower limit. The branch of the induced velocity curve denotes by the broken line gives you the solution of the final equation, Vi by Vh equation. With this we have come to an end on the concept of momentum theory analysis in axial climb. Here what we have studied is introduction to the momentum theory analysis in axial climb. It is a continuation of momentum theory analysis in hovering flight, and by applying the conservation laws of aerodynamics, you have by the conservation of mass, by the conservation of momentum, and by the conservation of energy. By the conservation of mass you get the formula for mass flow rate m dot, and by the conservation of momentum you get the formula for thrust T, and by the conservation of energy you get the formula for work done, that is T into Vc plus Vi. This is the end of today's video. If you have any doubt, please comment in the video below. Also like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.